Imagine the scene. An Australian tennis player, virtually unknown, writes on the camera lens, "What just happened?" This is Alexei Popyrin, the new Masters 1000 champion in Montreal. But he's not the only one surprising the tennis world. Welcome to a week no one could have predicted. In Toronto and Montreal, the Canadian tennis tournaments became stages for improbable stories. With stars absent and rain as an unwelcome guest, the stage was set for the unexpected. In this video, we'll dive into the surprising performances of Popyrin, Jessica Pegula, and Amanda Anisimova. How did these players rise from obscurity to stardom? And what does this mean for the near future of tennis, especially with the US Open just around the corner? Get ready for a story of overcoming obstacles, emerging talent, and proof that in tennis, just like in life, the greatest moments often come when we least expect them. What just happened? Alexei Popyrin and Jessica Pegula make a major statement before the US Open. Let's explore the impressive victories of both in Canada and Amanda Anisimova's notable runner-up finish. What just happened? That's what a stunned and elated Alexei Popyrin scribbled on a sideline camera lens after defeating Andrei Rublev to win his first Masters 1000 title in Montreal on Monday night. The question was posed with a touch of irony, but also made perfect sense. In 7 years on tour, the 62nd ranked Popyrin had never even dreamed of a title so grand. But from another perspective, Popyrin's question could apply to both tournaments held in Canada this week, the women's event in Toronto and the men's in Montreal. Both suffered from a depleted post-Olympics draw. Both were cut a day short by the games. Both were constantly interrupted by torrential rains. And both ended with an unexpected finalist who came from nowhere. So instead of asking, "What just happened?" maybe we should ask, what, if anything, does Canada represent this year? Were these tournaments mere isolated events with little relevance for the near future, when top players like Carlos Alcaraz, Novak Djokovic, and Iga Swiatek return? Or are the triumphs of Popyrin in Montreal and the finalists in Toronto, Jessica Pegula and Amanda Anisimova, signs of great things to come? It means the world for all the hard work I've put in over the years. For Pegula, the first question is whether she can maintain the same level of performance at home in the US as she does in Canada. With her 6-3, 2-6, 6-1 win over Anisimova on Monday, the 30-year-old American successfully defended the title she won in Montreal last year, extending her record at the event to 17-2. After her 2023 victory, Pegula seemed a potential dark horse for the US Open, but had a disappointing performance in Cincinnati and New York. This time, she didn't face top-tier opponents. She only faced one seed, number 14 Diana Schneider. But regardless of the opponent's quality, Pegula finished with a brilliant performance on Monday. She covered all corners of the court defensively and pressured Anisimova with precise counterpunching. She returned with depth and speed. She won 16 of 17 points on her serve in the first set and 16 of the first 18 points in the deciding third set. She ended with a flourish, hitting a few well-angled forehand winners in the final stretch. Even when she lost 6 straight games in the second set, there was no sign of negativity that could affect her on bad days. "I just needed to raise my energy here," Pegula said about how she turned the match around. "I needed to come out and start the third set quickly, especially against someone who can hit with such powerful strokes and dominate the court." Seeing Anisimova dominating her opponents, as she did when she reached a Roland Garros semifinal at 17, was an exciting development for US tennis. She defeated 4 top 10 seeds in Toronto, including Aryna Sabalenka, and moved back into the top 50 after starting the year outside the top 300. Although she didn't win on Monday, she bounced back from a nervous and erratic first set. Anisimova is still only 22 and continues to hit the ball with impressive casual power. "I put in the work, kept my head down, and tried to come back to the sport with a more relaxed attitude," Anisimova said, "trying to enjoy each day as it comes. I think this approach to my daily life has helped me a lot." After Anisimova came up one match short in Toronto, Popyrin, the surprising finalist who knocked out seeded players, completed the job in Montreal. His 6-2, 6-4 win over Rublev was his fourth against a seeded opponent this week, following victories over Ben Shelton, Gregor Dimitrov, and Hubert Hurkacz. On Sunday, Popyrin spent more than 4 hours winning his quarterfinal and semifinal. It seemed unlikely he would have the energy, will, or calm to win again in the biggest match of his career just 24 hours later. But he demonstrated absolute control against Rublev from start to finish. At 6 feet 5 inches, with a versatile serve and a forehand that dominates rallies, Popyrin has long seemed like a player destined for the top 20. But his journey has been filled with challenges, including injuries, coaching changes, and inconsistent play keeping his ranking low. In the past 2 seasons, results have started to stabilize, and he was on the verge of a breakout week. He finally achieved it here. Popyrin's game may have finally found its moment. He plays exactly the type of serve +1, hit as many forehands as possible style that coaches and analysts recommend today. He showed he could impose this style on a higher-ranked hard hitter like Rublev. Popyrin hit 31 winners, compared to 16 for Rublev, and made just 10 errors. This second statistic was especially notable. Whenever Rublev hit a forced shot, Popyrin was admirably patient, choosing to return the ball safely into the court rather than reacting impulsively. He won with spectacular winners when he had the chance, but also won by staying solid when that was all he could do. It means the world for all the hard work and sacrifices I've made over the years, Popyrin said about his breakthrough. So, what happened in Canada? Yes, some big names were missing, but Popyrin, Pegula, and Anisimova took the first step in the race for the year's final major and showed they have what it takes. Let's see where these promising starts will take them. What began with rain and notable absences ended with stories of unexpected triumph. Alexei Popyrin, Jessica Pegula, and Amanda Anisimova reminded us why we love this sport. Their journeys prove that in tennis, as in life, the impossible can happen at any moment. Popyrin perfectly summed up the sentiment by saying, "It means the world for all the hard work I've put in over the years, all the sacrifices I've made." His words echo the dedication of every athlete who dreams of a moment like this. As the circuit moves towards the US Open, we are left with exciting questions. Were these results just an anomaly, or the harbinger of a new order in tennis? Can Popyrin, Pegula, and Anisimova maintain this momentum? One thing is certain. Tennis has shown us once again that it is a sport of infinite possibilities. Where persistence meets opportunity, new champions are born. Stay tuned, because if the events in Canada have taught us anything, it's that in the next big tournament, anything can happen. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Comment below on what you thought of Popyrin, Pegula, and Anisimova's performances and share your expectations for the US Open. Your opinion is very important to us. Stay tuned, as we have more amazing content coming your way, including detailed analyses and the latest news from the world of tennis. On the final screen, you will find recommended videos that will keep you up to date with everything happening in the world of sports. Click to watch and continue following our journey. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.